Whoosh! Welcome back to the FOFB guys, and as always, thanks for clicking on. In this video we're taking the V8 engine out on my Scania 144. Now, if you usually do not know and did not see the last video, in the last video we did not know if this engine would run and if we could get it running, and that if I had to buy a new engine or a full rebuild or fuel pumps, we did not know. Score. Good news is we got it running, and it was all great. Now, I know you are thinking, if it starts and runs and drives, why are you taking the engine out? Well, I'll explain that in this video. But basically the engine is pretty much ready to come out. The boys have already taken most of the bits off her and whatnot. I'm just going to get all the rest of the stuff out, and me and Mike are going to lift her out and take her over to his side of the workshop, where I'm going to take the back of the gearbox off and start stripping her down. Now this engine is like ready to come out now. Everything's stripped off it, intercooler radiators off the front, fuel lines all ready, just need to lift out. We're going to use the crane to take it out. Now, many reasons why I take it out. One of the reasons why I really want to get it out is the cross members have been done in this chassis from the back, which is one of the reasons why I brought it back. But the front would have never been done because the engine's still in, and I want to get a good close look at it because they are known for going, and the best way to do it is to lift the engine out. So that's one of the reasons why this engine is coming out. This state this battery box could do. So if anyone's got a battery box kicking around they want to sell us, drop me a message, email, Instagram in the description. If not, it's going to be a lot of welding and fabricating to make a new one, but that is pretty goosed. Gonna lift the engine out. Might as well do it properly. The shame thing is it's a Volvo that's doing it, much to Mike's delight. I don't know if you remember the one where we put the Scania V8 engine into the Volvo, but you would have seen in that video how big the Scania V8 engine is, right? How much of a lump it is once you get it out. So, engine mount there, and we're going to put a shackle onto there. I hate this.
Yeah, but when you're training up, always have to have gloves on.
I am the same.
But I can do it without gloves, but it doesn't feel the same. And it's exactly the same with these.
So we've got the weight off the front, so the front end is lifted out. We're just trying to adjust the back here as well. Bloody hell. Almost there. It's just not easy because the cab, the whole unit's off the ground, like it's on the axle stands. We're just kind of reaching for the height, but we're nearly there. We're just trying to watch we don't bend the back of the cab, just where it's sitting, the way it's turned round, and we can't come in that way, so we're lifting over this way. When we get out we're sound. Well, that's the idea, is we'll lift it and angle it out, and then that, but it's just this cross member here. We're just trying to watch all sensors and whatnot so we don't break anything. It is a fair lump of an engine once you get her out. The gearbox. What a difference it makes though having the big high arm though. That was the second V8 was stuck in a Volvo.
Huh?
The second V8 stuck in a Volvo.
Yeah, well, that'll be funny. Volvo carrying Scania yet again.
It's the only thing with you. It's like having a best friend.
There's nothing wrong with banter, mate.
You know what? It's like having a best friend who's a Celtic fan. That's a big gaping hole that now. What a gap it is in this engine. It's actually quite amazing. Like, this truck means so much to me to now think where I am from when I was a little boy to now what I'm doing with it, with the story behind it. Now, one of the other reasons is I wanted this engine out, and we decided to do it is front cross member. All the other cross members have been done in this. Front cross member hasn't been done. Not that I'm aware of. It was done even at some point in its lifetime, but I don't believe it has. They are bad for going, right? This one on a visual inspection does look alright, just a wee bit of surface rust, but it doesn't appear to be absolutely shot. We'll have to check a wee bit closer up in here and around the rivets, but on a visual quick inspection she does look pretty solid. But not only that, it's all good because the rest of the chassis down the way we know is good, but up this side of the engines we're not too sure, so we've got to check for cracks, splits anywhere in here, right? So that is one of the other reasons I wanted to get this engine out and check it. And it gives us a chance to get right in about everything and clean this all out. And when it comes to painting it and shot blasting it, you've got to get right in. You're not gonna kind of fiddle around it and miss loads of it. We can do a proper good job and get right in about it, make sure we get all down both sides of the chassis rails and around the engine, the whole lot. So this is the proper way to do it. It's not so much effort to take the engine out, to be honest. Mind you, I did do all the other nitty gritty stuff. I wasn't here. I was here for this big nice bit. But we're going to get the engine down the other side of the workshop in Mike's bench, and I'm going to start splitting the box off it and working on it from there. Right, that's the engine, completely out obviously, on axle stands and blocks. Got an engine hoist here for the back of the gearbox. I'm going to try to split it. I have actually never done this in this. I've split gearboxes at the back of Volvos and whatnot to do clutches. Never actually done a Scania, I'm pretty sure, as my memory corrects me, so it'll all be new to me, but hopefully it'll be quite simple. But I'm in the right place. Mike's kindly letting me use this glorious toolbox. Mike's really good to me, he's a good pal in that in his workshop, and all the boys in here are absolutely brand new and kind of keep me right. But I'm going to do this myself. I don't want to take on a project, and one, I don't have the finances just to send it away and pay someone else to do it, but two, I don't really like the idea of that as well. That's another reason why I'm down here doing this, is because I want to be involved and say I had my hand on this as well, because I'm not the type just to get someone else to do it. I want to be involved, which is another reason we're going to this thing. Every other restoration I have been involved in for other people, it went to such high standards and extent, and I said, I'm going to do one, why shouldn't I do the same for myself? Why should I kind of cut myself short? But this is a lot of stress, so if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and follow this project on, because it'll push me every day to make sure I stick to it and complete this. So first things first, split the box off the back of the engine, all this to come out. Try to get that done today and have a look inside. Second thing, as we get a chance, I'm taking off is the turbo. The turbo is going to come off because I'm not going to this extent and not doing the turbo, sending it the way to get done. Don't know who we're going to get to do it, so if you rebuild turbos, get in contact with us, link in the description, email addresses or Instagram, let us know, because this turbo has been done at one point I think, but she is, look at that oil. But we think she was done and somebody didn't clean out the intercooler, because I'm actually about to get a new intercooler as well, properly, and a bit of metal. You'll see it if I get this turbo out, but the fins are chewed, so yeah, there's no point in doing that. And then like I said, just running around this engine generally. Look at the front here, we're going to check all the pulleys, bearings, everything like that. and go right through her. I am really getting into this. I am stressed because this is going to be a momentous project. So let's get started. As you can see, that is it starting to split. All of them have came out okay, apart from one. We have snapped one stud, but I'm not too worried. So I've snapped this one here, but we should just be able to, we'll worry about that when it gets out. But I mean, so far so good. I'm just going to double check my tensions and the strap and the lift, and hopefully this will just wiggle out. There we go. And that is one gearbox separated from my V8 engine. Gearbox is pretty sound. Look, we've already the new parts and everything fitted to it already. It's already well maintained, it's in pretty good nick. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tidy up here. I'm going to take over and get her prepped and washed down, run through her, and then that's kind of good to go over to the painters already, and they can start on that, and then we do the engine and so on and so on. So carry on. So I've palletised the gearbox, left over the wash. Once the wash bay is clear, I'm going to give that a clean up. I am now just going to go around my monster of a V8, just kind of run through it, start making a list of things we need. But the turbo is going to come off, so I'm going to start taking that down. These all look relatively new, these are fine, but these buggers look like... No, I don't need to remove them. They're fine, it's just these ones, but they look relatively new and fresh, so we'll just take our time. Last thing I want to do is snap a stud, but I'm going to try and get this turbo off. Absolutely not. They are, I think, heat, a wee bit of heat. Now, I would like to dedicate the safety of the gearbox removal to my friend Stuart Frew. Dedicating that to him, right? Oh, I didn't film me doing that live because I did it quick, but yeah, it went with a wee bit of a... It actually sounded like it snapped, to be honest, but luckily it didn't. One down, 3 to go. Oh. Yeah, that's what we want, bit of heat. All these bolts are actually coming out relatively easy, touch wood so far, but it's also good I've got all the right tools and all that, and you know, the right guys around me. I'm very appreciative of Mike allowing me to do this, and you know, and I'll tell you, that's a piece of advice: be good to people that are good to you. Yes, you will have people that will come into your life that will not will take advantage of your good nature, but if you stay strong and, you know, wise in a wee bit and know who is really right and who has good intentions, eventually you'll come to a certain point in your life, you'll be surrounded with very, very good people, and you'll be very well off as an individual and friends. Don't want to sound a wee bit soppy and corny there, but that's just a bit of life advice for you there. Right, this one in here's a wee bit tight, but we're getting ours, it's coming. Oh, yes. Oh, there we go. Right, this is nearly ready to lift off, I think. Oh, right. Oh, Jesus, that's actually heavy. Oh. That's a turbo. Oh. So that's the turbo removed, right? But as you can see in here, them fins, something has definitely gone in there and chewed them up. So we are going to send this away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually write on both sides of the registration, name of the company, and where it's come from. So I'm going to put SHIM, S1SMC for the registration, then auto plant, so we can send it away. But I mean, it is solid. It's obviously had some rebuild at some point, but then maybe after the rebuild someone's came through the intercooler and went ratatata. Right, now the turbo's off. I've just taken the clutch of the flywheel off to inspect it, and this is all minted, right? Look, I mean, there's loads of life left in this clutch. I don't think it was long this was replaced before I got it, and I know people would say, oh, but if you've got it off, why don't you just put a brand new clutch in it? Yes, in normal circumstances I would, and I might still, but this truck's never going to work again. It's just going to be a show truck, and that's all it's going to be. If it was going to be put to work, yeah, we'll just chuck a clutch in it. But the fact is they're saving 800 to £1,000, right, for something that's only just going to be on and off a trailer and to and from a show. I'm not going to stick a clutch in it if the one in it is actually minted, and this one has got a lot of life in it. Right, gearbox all washed and cleaned, pretty much ready to go. I'm just going to run through all of these and clean these up. With brake clear, just go get a bit of fine running down it and whatnot. But aye, the gearbox within another hour will be ready to go over to the paint shop and ready for the boys to start when they're ready. Continue on with this. We call it a V8, make a list of what we need for it, but so far so good. Right, gearbox done. Now flywheel is to come off because we need to replace this. So buzz these off and this should all just come out no bother. And that is one clutch and flywheel removed. So it's this seal in here we want to get replaced. There's your starter motor in there that engages, but a wee bit wet here, so hopefully that'll solve this problem. New seal, and that'll, aye, cracking on the day. It's not even 2 o'clock yet, doing very well. In the comments, guys, drop down, and also remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a comment, what colour should we paint the engine? Should we paint it blue, right, the original colour of the truck and chassis, which is why the gearbox is like that, right? Should we just do that old retro thing, blast it? Now, 3 series were green, right, their engines, so like 1 series, 2 series, I can't remember when they started doing them green, but I think it was 1, 2 and 3 did them green, right? But this would have been grey. Now it's not exciting, but I think, personally, grey. Chassis grey, right? And then painted blue gearbox, and then we'll do bits and bobs. But that would be original, as far as I have done my research, but we'll definitely go into it. But drop in the comments what you should think. Or should we go for some mad, rad colour? But personally, I think, for being what it is, I think we should go for original. I've never done this before, so I'm learning quite a bit. So Mike's just showed me to get this old seal out. So what we did was put a screw in and then you pull it out, but that one slipped, so many different ways of taking this out, but I've never done it. Now, before there's any superstars in the comments wanting to comment that haven't actually done this before, I've not done it, but you can already see, because these are pushed in, there's no way in like using a pulley or anything to grip it out, there's no way I'm grabbing it, so you've got to like pinch it, chisel it and pull it out, but without causing any other damage on the way out. So, but as I said, Mike does a lot of impressive stuff around here. If I ever get a chance, I'll show you rebuilds, everything, so this will be no bother. Easy as that. That was a clever wee trick, because Mike was just showing me and teaching me, and I'll say to you, instead of people like hammering chisels down in here and scoring the wall, so when you put your next seal in, it won't seal properly. Put a screw in and just pull it out. Quite clever, that. Simple. Genius. People will always do this different. Drop in the comments if you have a different way to do it. It's always good to get another person's opinion, but like Mike says, we all do achieve the same thing. We get the seal out. That's we cleaned that all up. So this is all nice and clean, ready to fit the new seal. Plus, it's drop a comment on how you would do it, an explanation of how you've gone about it, if you've got a special tool or etc. Mike said snap on, make a certain tool for it. He's always found that's the best way. Right guys, we're not putting the seal in yet. Mike has suggested, and totally agree, if we're going to do the job right, we're going to do it right. So now we're going to take all of this off. So we're going to remove the starter, buzz all these bolts out here, take the back off, and this whole bell housing we're going to take off, pressure washer, clean properly, sit in right, make sure it's all done, because if you're going to this stage, for all it takes to do it while it's out, let's do it right. Right. That's the starter motor removed. Now to start removing this bell housing. Get that out of my Volvo. have loads of electrical problems somehow.
Why did you set an alarm?
It reminds me to phone certain individuals.
Oh, okay.
I do things like that because otherwise I forget, so I have to kind of like... Plus it keeps me track of time. Oh, I have to get it. Keeps me track of time sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
All these are coming out good. Right, that is this all cleaned up. Look at that. Front all cleaned. This is all sealed and ready to go. Big job is to start putting it all back together now. This is a good day on it. But at the same time, when you start stripping stuff down, could we go too far? That's that all back on now. I'm just going to tighten these up. Just going to tighten these up manually with the bar, get a good feel so I don't over tighten them. Just a nugget and then manual tighten. Start more back on. Oh bugger, I forgot to set that back on while that was off. Ooh. Anyway, we'll get on with it. Pressing the seal in just gently because if you go too harsh on it, you're going to split it, and all this effort was for nothing. Whoa. Well guys, I think that's a complete success for a first day. Engine out, gear and gearbox, splitted, changed the seals, but also took out the bell housing, cleaned all that up, resealed all that behind in there. Turbos on the bench, all marked and ready to go away. Noted things down and started what else we want to do, and looking into stuff as well. Like all details like try to make this as original as possible, but maybe, well, original with a wee bit of touch of my own on it, obviously. Like, need to replace pipes on this because you can't do all this. Get this pipe, get all the new clips on it, everything, and this will be next to do all these pipes here. Right guys, that's us done for the day. Engine out, gearbox out, split, sealed, resealed, all parts, notes, turbos off. Oh, what a fucking first day. Thanks to Mike for letting me use his facilities and his team for helping me out, and letting me use his lovely gearbox. What a day I've had. This has been quite an enjoyment for me. But guys, remember, like, subscribe, stay along for the journey for me restoring my dad's truck. I've got a long way to go, but so far I'm loving every moment, but there will be you've got hard times as well. But as always, thanks for watching the FOFB Flat Out Flat Out.